Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. I got this rice cooker a while ago, but I haven't used it yet because it requires a little repair, and it took up until now for me to get around to doing that repair, and I wanted to, do a video of it. So basically, it's a super simple, basic rice cooker, as you can see. It doesn't have all the fancy doodads, attachments, and whatnot. It's, excuse me, uh, something like a 3 to 5 cup rice cooker. And I got this from Trader's World from one of the streams you may have previously caught. And at first I inquired as to, well, I was checking out the prices. It was $5, which is in my budget. But then I noticed this right here. Well, I don't remember this being here, but it looks like it'll come off. I don't know if it's a coffee stain or maybe I had it in a bag with chocolate or something. There's a tiny little nick here where the paint is off. But the main portion is that this is bent right here. So I want to try and straighten that, flatten it, so that the third foot, is even and sits nicely. I brought it to the seller, and initially he was going to charge me, but then after seeing the damage, even though it was $5, I asked to see if I could get a break on it because of the bent leg. And he said, no, just take it for free. Otherwise, there's no way I'm going to be able to sell it. So it's yours, complimentary, because otherwise I would just throw it away. Wouldn't be able to send it for a refund or whatever. So let's see what comes with it. We've got a lid with a handle. It's kind of got a rubbery grip to it. And it's got the excess steam release hole in it. Let's see, one of these bags should have garbage, yeah. And then we got the manual. Rice cooker, rice cooker. So it looks like it's got everything to it. What's funny is, as simple as it is, it actually comes with a scoop. Comes with a rice scoop. Oh, all right. On the inside, quarter cup is 45 milliliters. Half cup is 90 milliliters. 3/4 cups is 135 milliliters. It even comes with a rice spoon, which is convenient. The very fact that it comes with these extra items, all for free, because it was damaged, is pretty sweet. And it even comes with a steamer. What the frick? I've never owned a rice cooker that included a steamer. And of course, you got this. This is a 4-scoop rice cooker. You can see here 4, 3, 2, 1, 8.0 liters, 6, 4, 2. You could also read it here on the black writing. And then, of course, you got the springy center, heating element. Typically, when making rice, even with a rice cooker, you pour however much rice you want to make. You don't want it to exceed what your total capacity is, because otherwise it'll overflow. But usually it's about a finger. Ah, excuse me. Another one of my yawning fits. Usually a segment of finger height to the top of the rice, and then you add as much water as is necessary to reach the second segment of your finger, and that's how you eyeball how much rice and water you use, or how much water you use with respect to rice. But I'm gonna, oh shoot, excuse me, sorry again. I'm gonna take a look-see at the user manual and see what it says about cooking brown rice, because brown rice typically takes more time, and it takes more time to cook. So let's set this aside, and we're going to take a look at the bottom here. So if I do this right, and if I can carefully bend this back, I should be able to get this more or less even. I might have to bend this a little too, but I'll do a little bit at a time. Well, let me see something. Okay, it's a polarized plug. Polarized is where, for those of you who don't know, one plug is wider, has a wider spade than the other, and that's to try and foolproof your plug so that people don't plug it in the wrong way. If it has to go a certain polarity, a certain direction, you don't want it going in the wrong direction. So let's see. I need a Phillips head, screwdriver. So let me see what will fit, which head. All right, that's a good fit. Whenever using screwdrivers, you want the tip to be snug in the slot or in the plus sign, because if it's not snug, you increase the risk of stripping your screws, which is a bad thing. You don't want that. So we're going to carefully remove these guys. Oh, well, I'll do it on my next project. I actually have this tray which is magnetized, where I can put my parts, my loose parts, so that I don't lose them. But it's over there in the kitchen, and it's on the holding onto the side of the fridge. But that's interesting. I might need to bend that as well. Okay. So when I remove screws, I try and place them in roughly the same position that I pull them out on. Okay. Interesting. Okay. What is that from? Oh, okay. All right. So The one with the bent portion is facing the stain that I have to clean. And also, the label is facing right side up with respect to me. So if I simply raise it up, I can easily read it. So that's what I'm going to use as my reference points. And let's see, I'm going to try and bend that ever so slightly. I do have handy a couple, I have some wrenches I may or may not use to try and straighten this. I honestly, for some reason, thought this was going to be a heavier weight of metal. So there's a possibility I might not need the wrenches. If I don't, that'll be awesome, but we'll see. Okay, so there's okay. How should we do this? Bend that. Bend that. Because when I unscrewed this, it kind of raised this whole area up. This portion of the circle. I wonder, do these just pop out, or? I guess the metal portion is kind of melted and squished a little to hold it in. At least that's kind of how it feels. Hold on, let me see if I can. All right, so then bend this a little more. Be careful. Take your time. Do a little at a time. Whoa, hold on. Maybe a little too far. Hold on. I'm trying to feel the good part and then follow it around to try and get a sense for how even it is. Well, it's definitely much improved. Let me see roughly how this is going to look. I guess this can, all right, yeah. That goes down, this goes up a touch. Huh, interesting. Pretty good, although maybe this can point just slightly down. Just touch. Same with that. Okay. All right. I think that'll work pretty well. Okay, so I'm going to toggle the switch. I had it, my particular drill for around the house. It's a powered screwdriver, battery operated, rechargeable. The center setting is for lock in place. Down position on the left side means unscrew. and then up is screw. Lefty, loosey, tighty, righty, as they say. So let's get these screws started. Let's get this started, huh? Let's get it started, oh. Let's get it started, huh? Let's get it started, oh. Dun, 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 dun. You're going to encounter a little friction because metal on metal, right? Metal screws on metal. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I could hold it in this position. It still dips in this edge a little bit, but I'm not going to overdo it because it's kind of delicate. Well, you know, you don't want to push it too far, take too big a risk. Looks like it's in good shape. Oh, I didn't notice that. Hold on. Oh wait, hold on. Well, I guess well, it's almost as though this part here got raised. There we go. Well, hold on a minute. Technically, you should unscrew each one a little bit and then go through them all again to unscrew them more until they're all unscrewed. Otherwise, you face possibly causing it to cinch and kind of tighten. You got the screw going in the screw hole, and if it's like pushed ajar in a particular angle, then it might tighten and make it hard to remove. So if we remove this piece, yeah, well, hold on. I guess they're all sort of uneven a little. I don't know if I can really correct. I might be able to correct it a little. I don't know if you could tell, but this part and this part, you see how it's kind of raised up, kind of bent down here? So let me see if I can make some minor adjustment to it. Like a so. And like a so. Make it like a high, make a hiney ho. Oh shit. Careful. Make it like a high, make a hiney ho. Make it like a high, make a tiny ho. Make it like a high, make a tiny ho. For those who didn't get the reference, that's from Pee-wee's Playhouse. Remember Pee-wee Herman? Yeah, this is a thin gauge of metal, so it's kind of flexible. It's bendable and stuff. So if you drop it just the wrong way, then you risk damaging it. I wonder why this stuff is so close. Should that be touching? I'm kind of looking at this here. Well, oh, interesting construction. There's a spring. You got this copper bar shaped in the form of a U going there against the back wall and then coming out here where you see the screw, and then a wire connected to the back wall swings around here. Hold on. Huh. I don't get it why that's designed that way, but you got two white wires. They're connected to a spade or a, what is it called? Is it still a spade? Not exactly. It's like a ring terminator. Same with this one here. This white wire is connected to like a round terminator. And then you got two more, except this is the other kind of insulation. This is braided. This is a solid rubber, I think. And then underneath that is this copper strip, which I'm wondering is it supposed to be circuit ground, electrical ground? It's not earth ground because it's not grounded to earth. But they're connected, so it doesn't look like it'll form a short. They're basically all seem to be touching where the screw is, so I guess that's okay. Although this crimped connector of one of the braided wires looks like it's kind of cutting into this, so hopefully that doesn't lead to a short, because I do need to test this to make sure it's working. That's part of the problem sometimes. So much stuff is made in China these days that sometimes you're by buying from China, sometimes you're sacrificing quality because their regulations aren't as stringent as the US. Although these days it seems like the US doesn't have very high standards either. So it's kind of a crapshoot, you know? All right. Tighty-righty, lefty-loosey. Oh, that one's... Okay, let's go. Screw in part way, return the rest of the way, rest of the way. Okay, so as you can see, you know, you don't want to rush this kind of stuff. You want to take your time because you don't want to strip your screws in case you ever have to open it up again later. I'm going to see if I can scrape this stain off. Looks like I will be able to. I was going to hit it with the Clorox wipe, but it doesn't look like that's going to be necessary. There we go. All right. And there you have it. It's repaired. Hopefully it'll work. And we're going to test it out in just a few minutes. So I'm going to pause it here. Hello, I'm back. We're in the kitchen now. I put away my tools. Always a good idea to put away your tools when you're done with them so that you can easily find them next time. I took a glance at the instructions, and I also unwound the power cord. Something kind of weird. There was like some sort of paper-like material, almost like a rice paper or like a label that maybe was there at one point that got removed. But I carefully scraped it off, and I don't think there's any damage. By the way, if you notice, this is like two wires merged together through the insulation. One wire, as you can see, is smooth and rounded. The other side has long lines on it, like grooves. If I remember correctly, one side is hot, which is the positive current, and then one side is black or negative, which is ground. So bear that in mind. Yeah, that would make sense, because I think if this is ground, then it matches with the larger polarized plug. If I remember correctly, that's how it works, where the line represents ground. Now, if it were earth ground, this is just circuit ground, but if it were earth ground, then the power cord would have that extra plug, the round one, to fit in the newer AC outlets. So we're going to plug this in here. Now, according to the instructions, the warm indicator light comes on, which it is. So, but it doesn't mean that the unit is on. Oh shoot. Would help if I'd have pulled out some rice, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't have it here. It's all over here. Let me also do a quick rinse of this stuff here. Should have done this too, I suppose. All right. So for whatever reason, I guess I used up all my. Oh, by the way, disregard that toilet paper roll. I'm basically using it as my Kleenex and my napkins because I'm all out of paper towels. I have an order in. I'm supposed to be getting some this afternoon, somewhere between 3 and 6. So And for dishes, I don't know. I guess I might have used up all my dish towels, so I'm going to use a clean bath towel to get it mostly dried. It doesn't really do a good job wicking the moisture off, oddly enough. It did a pretty good job on the rice cup, measuring cup. So I think as my first test, I'm actually going to do a test with making rice and, oh, I should have pulled, I should have pulled that out too. I have some broccoli I'm going to make, but basically I'm going to make rice and a vegetable at the same time. I think the manual says that you can make up to 2 cups of broccoli. I wonder if they're also meaning 2 cups based off the rice measuring cup, or if it's legit cups of vegetable. All right. Oh, you know what? It just dawned on me. I also have to rinse out the rice too. Egads. Okay. All right. First, let's look at our supplies here. What do we got? What the hell? Did I? Oh man, looks like I donated most of my rice. It looks like I'm down to. Why the hell? Where'd all my brown rice go? It looks like I'm down to just a bag of long grain rice. What the hell? What the heck? What in the world? Emotional damage. Oh. That's not into the brown sugar, so that's not it. How goofy. What the? Alright. Shows how much I know. Alright. Let me get by you real quick. Or you can come with me to the fridge. And I figure you just fill up the tray, right? Got some broccoli. Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. Alright, so what I'll do, we're gonna pour this in here. Whatever will fit, and then use the built-in holes as a strainer. This is good broccoli, but they leave a lot of it in big old chunk florets. But maybe that's so that you at your leisure can make them smaller if you need to. I figure I'm going to use, once I can get access back to my drawers over there, I plan on making green bean casserole, and I'll probably add broccoli to it just to give it a kick. All right, that's momentary. Let's rinse out. Alright, that's rinsed off. Let's do rice, baby. Alright, so for the rice, steaming food with rice, broccoli florets, 2 cups. Max amount of rice, 1 cup. And then you maximum amount of water, add, fill to the 1 line. Approximate cooking time, 10 to 12 minutes. It yields 2 cups of rice, and the notes say crisp to tender. So let's give that a shot. 1 and 1. Okay, so okay. Oh, you know what? There was all right, hold on. This is I was thinking I was doing brown rice, but this is actually long grain rice, and there was a table about rice. Long grain white rice. Okay, so if you do 4 cups of rice, then you fill to the 4 line. That's if you're making rice alone. Okay. So this shouldn't take too long to cook since it's white rice. White rice takes far less time to cook than brown rice. Brown rice is a harder grain, so it takes more time to break down and fully cook. Come on. All right. That's about right. I might go a touch more. Just to make it look like a full solid cup. There we go. So typically what you do, all right, I'll seal that up in a little bit. All right, as you take your rice cooker tray, wow, that really is warm. There's some warmth underneath, so we are getting electricity to it. So we know it's working. And the idea is you mix it really well, and you'll notice that the outer portion of the husk or whatever of the rice grain will start to come off and cloud up the water. The general rule in making any rice is you add water, mix up, drain the water, add more water, and just repeat the process 3-4 times until the water becomes clear. That's your sign that you've sufficiently cleaned the rice. It's kind of therapeutic, really. Oh, look at me. I don't know why, but it kind of felt like as I was draining, since I was only using one hand, it just felt right to strike a martial arts pose and pull back the other arm that's not in use. So it's at the ready stance in the fist. All right, so cleaned pretty well. Now to get it to the level 1 position, let's try and level this out. Okay, 1 is the lowest setting, so okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's about 1. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the general tip is, well, doesn't seem to hold true for this these portion sizes on this rice cooker, but if you're making rice like in a pan, the rough estimate is first, actually, yeah, the 1 finger segment above the rice surface, I'm only like a third or a quarter of a segment, but they're saying don't go past the 1 setting, and that's partially because we are going to be adding a steam tray. Again, I've never had a steam tray before in a rice cooker, so this will be my first time. Oh shoot. I can't close the lid. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's try that. Some careful rearrangement. All right. All right, it looks even now. All right, now we push this down so that it goes to the cook setting. Yep, it's on cook. Now we just wait 10 to 12 minutes, I think, and we'll see how it goes. Then the rest of the manual is other languages. So like usually some basic common things you might cook in here. Potatoes, corn on the cob, asparagus. What else do they have? Yellow squash, red bell peppers, chicken tenders, salmon fillet, shrimp, peeled and deveined. So broccoli florets, 10 to 12 minutes. And it yields 2 cups of rice and 2 cups of veggies. All right, so let's start putting things away. The rice cooker, well, the scoop, I think I'll just keep in the cabinet for now, since I'll probably be using it more now that I have it repaired. Ooh, I can hear it steaming, or starting to build up the water. Manual, well, I guess I'll keep that with the cup too for now. I usually stick all my manuals like in one cabinet over there. And let's start cleaning some of our mess up. Again, just like when you put away your tools, it's a good idea to put away your tools and foods when you're done with them. Okay. This one definitely has to be sealed. Why is that important? Because it gives you a sense of organization, and I don't know if it's really formality. Maybe there's a better term for it, but you know, you keep things in order, keep things neat is better for your overall. Sheep dip, long grain brown rice. Grrr. It's been sitting here waiting for me all this time. Grrr. All right. All right, so I'll put the rices next to each other so I know to get them from there. Yay! All right. So, all right. So I've got white rice and brown rice, both long grains. Let's put this away. Oh man, that reminds me. I got to get. Shoot. Let's finish off this seltzer. That reminds me. I've got to pick up some other ingredients like milk or coconut milk. Darn it. I wonder if I could add it to this afternoon's order. All right. So, as you can see, we completed a repair of the rice cooker. The one I ended up ultimately getting for free due to the damage, if you will. And it looks like it's starting to build up a touch of steam. So, looking forward to that and seeing how it turns out. All right. So, we'll see you in, I guess, 10 to 12 minutes. Let's see if it'll allow me to pause it and return later. Hopefully it doesn't end prematurely. If it does end prematurely, then I'll just do a follow-up video. 10 to 12 minutes later. Hello, welcome back. So, I don't know if you could see it from this angle. It's kind of hard to see, but basically, the cook light turned off and the warm light came on, so it'll continue keeping it warm until you unplug the power cord. So let's take a look at this. Whoa, check out the steam. Whoo-wee. All right, that's, oh, but I don't have one of those, I don't have anything really to extract the tray, the steam tray from the rice. You know what? All right, this is gonna look weird, but I'm gonna scoop all the, wow, this broccoli looks like it's cooked. You know what? Let me see, fork. It's got most of its color still. It's been steamed. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Definitely steamed. Whoa. Totally tender. Alright, let's see here. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I could pry this off. Oopsie. There we go. Whoop. Set that aside. Let's take a look at the rice. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I guess some of the rice kind of burned on the bottom. That's interesting. It's a little brown. I'll show you. Let's unplug this because it definitely looks like it's done. So the warm light obviously turned off as expected. Here's what well, actually, I don't know if you can see it, kind of yellowish brownish. I don't know if it's simply because this is the first time running the unit, but it looks like it, maybe around the bottom edge, it burned a little maybe, but I don't mind. Sweet. Right on. So let's stir this up some. Again, it looks like it burnt a little of the rice. I'm trying to remember the name of it. The Chinese often take the burnt portions of the rice, the hard, crunchy, crispy portions of the rice that sticks to the rice cooker sometimes. Add some water, kind of boils it, and that in itself becomes another meal. I want to say it's called something like fanung. But yeah, look at this. It turned out well. Good job, little rice cooker. This is the first foray into using this specific rice cooker. And the rice is so tender, soft. Granted, I'll be limited in what I can cook in it, but for a cheapo little rice cooker that I ended up ultimately getting for free, it fit the bill and did exactly what I needed it to do. So if you don't already have one, consider getting a rice cooker for your kitchen. Delicious, delicious. And I'm going to try and eat like like brown rices over even breads and stuff like that. I have to be very careful and keep on my diet and watch the carb intake. Well, I want to thank you all for joining me on this video from repairing the rice cooker and then testing it out to make sure it's working. And this is evidence that it is. So thank you again. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.